Hi everybody, it's MLB The Show, Road to the Show, the Eric Jabs edition. I am still in Double A. I've been there for a month. As you can see, I have 135 total bases. No one else even has half that. Apparently, Neil Huntington, the general manager, hates my guts. What I've kind of figured out is I think I'm not being promoted because I've put all my training points on power. As you can see, my guy has a ton of pop. Hey, that one's off his glove over the fence for a home run. And I've been putting all my points on power. So after this month, when I do my training points, I'm going to kind of distribute them a little more evenly. Give some points to speed, give some points to plate discipline, vision, base running, all that kind of stuff, maybe even some fielding. Kind of make my guy a more complete player so that he will be more appealing to the general manager to call him up to AAA. I mean, Double A is cool and everything, but I'm kind of tired of playing in these same parks. Even though this park, I don't think I've played here yet. It's pretty nice. There we go. So, I just keep hitting. What I've done for this video was I'm playing the entire month of May. Rather than just doing like a 3-game series and then making a video and then a couple days later doing another 3-game series, I'm trying to move this Road to the Show episode on so I can get to the major leagues sooner rather than later. So I'm playing the entire month, and what I've done was I've just kind of made a collection of my hits and highlights and flyouts like that one, which I probably should have taken out. But anyway, so this is a 14-minute video of the entire month of May. I did not get to field a lot during this month. I'm being used primarily as a designated hitter, although I did see a few games in left field. That one's launched. That's light tower power. Check that. That's scoreboard power. So another home run for my guy. Today, after I got out of work, I was kind of surprised to see some snow on the ground. Didn't even think they were calling for snow today, but there was about an inch or two. I work in a school that doesn't have any windows. It's just the way the building was constructed back in the 70s. So my room is kind of just like a, I don't know, I'm in my own little world there. I can't really see what's going on the outside. So when I walked out the door, I saw snow and I was like, oh, great. And it snowed throughout the day today, so my driveway was all covered in snow when I got back. My wife was out shoveling, so I didn't really want her to do that, so I kind of took the shovel from her and I started shoveling. I fell down like 4 times because last night we had some freezing rain, and so the ground was already wet, and with the snow it was just really bad conditions. So basically my driveway is a sheet of ice, and it's really annoying because my driveway is kind of at it's a hill, basically. It's not a huge hill, but it's a slope. So I kept slipping and sliding down my driveway. Anyway, I took my son to Walmart today because we're putting up the Christmas tree, and for whatever reason the base of our tree is all messed up and it's not holding the tree. So we had to go get a replacement base. So I took my son to Walmart to get that. Also got some wrapping paper and stuff. But anyway, I come back and it's been snowing throughout the day, so my driveway is covered again. There's another home run. Anyway, I put the car in park, put the parking brake on, just like I always do. Take my son out, carry him to the garage. He's 3 years old, so he's a little more independent now. He kind of squirms and wants down, so I put him down near the garage. He doesn't really like being carried because he knows he's not a baby anymore. But anyway, I put him down, and my car starts sliding down the driveway. Like my big SUV that seats 7 people goes sliding down my driveway. And my son's door is open, so my first instinct was to go run after the car. So I go running down the driveway, and thank God I didn't fall flat on my back and like hit my head off the concrete and die. But it was weird. My car slid maybe like 40 or 50 feet, and then it just stopped because my driveway is basically ice. So that was scary because I didn't want my car to slide down my driveway and across the street into the neighbor's house, and then I have a big problem. I was just happy nobody got hurt. It could have been a lot worse. Like if I would have left my son in the car and taken the stuff out of the trunk before taking him out, I could have been run over by a parked car. That would have been pretty crazy. So anyway, I got some ice stuff that I have to put down. That's the way the weather is here in the Northeast. Those of you that live in Florida, California, places that have pretty nice weather all year round, you're pretty lucky. I know you have to deal with the heat, especially in Florida in the summer, but I think eventually, after I retire from teaching, which, by the way, I started teaching at age 22, so I'm planning on retiring in my early 50s, like 52, 53. When I retire, I'm planning on moving to Florida or Arizona or California, somewhere like that with my wife. Probably not full-time, but probably like I'll do like the old person winter home thing. That would be pretty cool. Go down there. I'd probably stay for spring training, come back in April. But that's the way it'd probably be, because my kids will probably be entrenched here, so I wouldn't want to totally leave Pennsylvania. Anyway, there's another bomb. I'm rambling on, and my guy's just hitting bomb after bomb. Oh, what else is going on here? Really not too much baseball news. Saw Kenley Jansen signed for 5 years, $80 million for the Dodgers. They also locked up Justin Turner, their third baseman. That's basically been it for baseball. We haven't really seen Jose Bautista get any traction with any teams. He's still out there. Edwin Encarnacion's still out there, some big bats. And I'd like to see one of those guys go to the Indians. All right. Well, there's another hit. What am I batting now? Like, there's another home run. I just power swing all the time. Double A. They pretty much throw mostly fastballs. Every now and then they'll mix in a curve or a slider or a changeup, but it's pretty much fastballs. And I can pretty much sit on that, and it's pretty easy. So I'm wondering what my batting average is up to here. That's another hit off the wall. Would have been a home run if that wall wasn't twice the height right there. 5 for 5 game. My first at bat of each game, when I come up and he says now batting number 80, they always show my stats. Well, here it looks like I'm a pinch hitter in the 9th inning and hit a long home run. So don't know what they were thinking not playing my guy. You can see we're almost halfway through the month. 35 home runs, 91 RBIs. So I will reach 40 home runs and 100 RBIs in this episode, and it's only May, like May 16th right now. This field's pretty interesting. Look at all that pollution out there. It looks like pollution. Maybe it's fog. I don't know. I see those big smokestacks. Some big factory. That's another hit. This is a pretty cool stadium. This stadium would suck the ball hawk at, though. Look how it's laid out. That left field looks awful for ball hawking. That's kind of like Oakland Coliseum style, like right field bleachers all up high. You don't have a whole lot of seats there, so people would probably crowd in during batting practice. This is new. Showtime. So this has never happened to me before. And somehow the ball just went right through my glove because I guess I didn't have the right combination or the right timing. But yeah, this would be a terrible stadium to ball hawk at. Nothing in center field. I mean, if there's a public area like a street behind center field, you could just stand out there. That wouldn't be so bad, but that gets real boring. If you've ever been to a stadium and you've tried to get a baseball and there aren't stands and there's just a wall, it's actually really tedious. because you just stand there and you look up at the sky. I've done that at a few stadiums. I've done that the most at PNC Park because we used to stand out on the Riverwalk before the gates opened. Because back before 2012, the gates didn't open until 5, so the Pirates were pretty much done. So in order to get a baseball from the Pirates, we would usually just stand out on the Riverwalk and try to get a home run from the lefty batters. Now you might think that's quite a shot, but really it's not. It happens pretty regularly because home runs that land on the concrete, on the concourse, or if they land in a walkway, like an aisle, they will bounce up and out of the stadium. So most of the balls that we got out by the river were balls that bounced out. But it gets so boring just standing out there staring up at the sky, and we get the weirdest looks. When I say we, that's Nick and I. Nick has been a long time ball hog. I think he started about the same time as me, maybe like 1 year later. But he's been there pretty much my entire career. And we get lots of questions, just like weird looks. People are like, what are you doing? Is there a game going on? What are you waiting for? What are you looking at? And it's just, we try to ignore them, but, you know, it is what it is. Other stadiums where I've done that at, where I've just stood behind a wall and looked up at the sky, McKechnie Field in Bradenton, that's the Pirates spring training home. I used to have a pretty nice streak of going to spring training every year. From like, I want to say 2006 up to 2011 maybe. But that kind of stopped once we had kids. It's just a lot harder to do spring training when you have kids. We've done it a few times with kids, and it's been fun. I'm hoping to go back this year. That's the plan. But anyway, in Bradenton, you would just stand out in a parking lot. There's an area called the Boys and Girls Club, which is kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like a school, and there's a parking lot out there, and basically you just stand there and look up at the sky and wait for home runs to come out. That's the hard part because your reaction time is a lot less than when you're standing in the bleachers, because you can see the whole ball. You can see it off the bat. In the bleachers, you can see the pitch, you can read the swing, and you pretty much already know where the ball's going. But when you're behind the fence, you just see the ball in the sky. You don't know if it's like if it's rising, if it's falling. It's really tough to judge. And then afterwards, after the ball comes out, you have to go chase it down. And usually there's a few other people out there going after it also. The other place that I've done that at was Wrigley Field. I've been to Wrigley Field a handful of times. I've been there. When I went, it was before they put all those additions in, the new scoreboards and the additions to the bleachers. So now a lot less balls come out, but I got a few balls out on, I want to say it was Sheffield over in right field, and those were tossed over. I always buy the early entry ticket for Wrigley Field. I think it's called Budweiser Bleacher VIP seat. It's like the season ticket. They let you in like 5 to 15 minutes early. All right, I've got 44. Make that 45 home runs. So I'll probably have like 74 home runs to set the all-time professional record before the All-Star break. I mean, that's pretty much a given. The way my character is hitting here. You can see he's raking. This round here, he's raking. And that's the end of this video. That takes me to the end of May. I'm on May 31st. Thank you for watching, everybody. Remember, the giveaway tomorrow is for the Cespedes shirt and the baseball cards.